Imagine a monster that gobbles up trash. Blue trash, red trash, green trash, on command. What if your classroom trash can could actually eat the trash for you? Today, we're going to be building a trash-eating monster robot using our LEGO Spike Essential Kit, and we're going to have it react to different colors. Once we've created our robot that eats different colored trash, we're going to see if we can turn it into a fun game. Our lesson today is going to be in two parts. We're going to start with a trash-eating robot by building it. Then we're going to code it to eat trash and react differently to different colors. Finally, we're going to turn our trash-eating robot into a fun game.
Very good. We all finished last night, right? Pablo, why is your backpack full of trash?
The line at the new trash can has just been long, I guess, and I wasn't sure how to use it. So I figured, I might as well just wait because I know how to use the trash can at home. It's under the sink.
I'm going to spike.legoeducation.com and opening up Quirky Creations. We're engineering cool school hacks. We're going to go down to the Trash Monster machine and click on it. This is Sophie. Sophie has noticed that some of her friends don't throw out their trash after lunch. Sophie thinks if the trash can were more interesting, her friends might remember to throw out their trash. We're going to build this trash-eating monster for Sophie. It's going to make throwing out the trash more fun. Our very first step, we need our hub. Remember, your hub is the brains of your robot. And in the bottom of this hub, we're going to put our green pins. While we build our trash monster, let's talk about trash and how robots can help us keep the world clean. As we build, I'm going to teach you some cool engineering words that we'll use today. Now we need one of our large square plates. We're going to put our hub right there in the corner with the light facing in. To modify something means to change it just a little to make it better. If your trash monster's mouth doesn't open wide enough, what could you modify to fix it? Maybe you could add a longer arm or move some pieces around. Engineers are always modifying their designs. Next word I want to teach you, parameter. That's a big word, but it's really just a rule or a setting that helps the robot know what to do. When we program our trash monster, one parameter we're going to set is going to be the color of trash it's looking for. We'll program it to look for blue or red. If we change the parameter from blue to green, the monster would react differently. The parameter is just the rule that our robot is looking for. Third word we're going to learn is react. To react means to do something when something else happens. It's like an effect caused by something else. If you hear your name, you react by turning your head. If our trash monster sees blue trash, it might react by chomping its mouth or making a sound. What do you think your trash monster should do when it reacts? Could we make it roar? Should we make it just open its mouth really wide? Or maybe we change the color on the light. We've got our first input device, and this is our color sensor. This color sensor is going to be how our robot or our hub recognize what color has been put into the trash monster. We're going to plug this into port B, and I see that we keep the wire kind of out of the way, so we go around the hub to plug this in. Next up, we have our blue beams going across, and this is a great way to tell if you have built everything just like the directions show, because each beam should be on one edge of one of the red columns. This front beam is going all the way across, and then these beams that go back should match up. So it should touch one stud on this red column and then both studs on the other red column. Now for some black pins going into one of our yellow beams, and we leave a gap in between. And it looks like we're going to attach our motor on here. So I put the yellow beam into the back side of the motor, down into these blue holes at the bottom, and my cord is coming out the bottom, and I've got the motor facing away from the beam. Inside that motor, we're going to put a short yellow axle, as well as one black Technic pin. And for this build, I like to line up these lines so that this is at 0 degrees. And this is going to be an important build to know what degree your robot is at, because if you over turn, you'll tear apart your trash monster. We plug our motor into port A. And now we've got both ports utilized, so now it's time to build the top of our robot. So we're putting these green flat pieces down. This is gonna hold things together and make most of our robot more secure. And then we've got a flat green beam going across the backside. Right up front, we're gonna put these two orange sloped pieces, and these are going to help our pieces to drop into our robot. Now these are right above our color sensor, so this could affect what color our color sensor sees, but it looks like it's just out of the way, so this should allow pieces to fall in. Our final word is tedious. This means boring and repetitive. Have you ever had a job that felt tedious? Like picking up toys every night or taking out the trash. Robots are great at tedious jobs because they don't get tired or bored. So when you finish your trash monster, you'll have a robot that does one tedious task, disposing of trash, automatically. As you continue building, let's learn some trash facts. Did you know that the average person in the United States throws away about 4 pounds of trash every day? Imagine carrying a watermelon around in your backpack. That's about how much trash we produce each day. All in all, Americans make about 250 million tons of trash. That's 60,000 garbage trucks every single day. But here's the good news. We recycle about 30% of that trash, and recycling helps save energy and resources. Just one recycled aluminum can can save enough energy to power a TV for 3 hours. Isn't that cool? Some recycling centers even use robots to help sort plastic, paper, and cans, just like your trash monster is going to be doing. Now we're ready to build the top part of the mouth. Using the small square, a purple beam attached with a blue beam. And we're going to tie those together using this flat blue piece. And this is ready to attach to our trash monster. So it slides into the axle and then is secured into place with that black pin. So I see now that my trash monster has a mouth that can open and close. We're going to hold that axle in place by using a red piece that secures that axle. And then we're ready to put Sophie into this build. And to make the most of our build, we're going to be testing with different colors, specifically green, yellow, blue, and red. And of course, you're always welcome to add that purple piece in too, and we can figure out how to code this. So here's our challenge. Create the program that makes the trash-eating monster react to blue trash. We need to connect our hub to our computer, and we do that by pressing the yellow hub button at the top of our screen, pressing open, and then I press the button on top of my hub one time. The light will start to flash, and then I can click on my hub and click the blue pair button. I know I have connected it whenever my hub, the light turns blue. For our first code, we're using word blocks today, and word blocks are very important to use for this build because this robot can only open a certain number of degrees and close a certain number of degrees. If you do a full rotation, this robot will tear itself apart. So we're using word blocks, and we're gonna start with an event. When color is blue, and what do we want to have happen? We want motor A to run for 20 degrees clockwise, and then let's have it run 20 degrees counterclockwise. Let's test this program out. So we push the play button, and because we're using our color sensor as the event, nothing happens at first. Take your blue brick, feed it to your monster, and you see that the mouth opens just a little bit and then closes. And now you might have to fidget around in there or pick up your monster and pour out your brick. And let's try this one more time. Put my blue brick in, the mouth opens and closes, and then our program is done. I'm gonna press stop to stop my robot. When we click next and go on to step 8 of our lesson, we're given more code blocks. Can you upgrade this program to react to different colored trash? When it sees blue trash, it just opens a little bit. I want it to do something a little different when it sees yellow trash. So I'm going to add my event when color sensor B sees yellow. I want it to open and close again, just like I did before. So I'm gonna duplicate these blocks by right-clicking on them, or if you don't have a mouse, you can click with 2 fingers with your trackpad. And so now it'll open and close. But even before that, I want it to play a sound. And I want to record a sound, and I want that sound to be, yep. I gotta allow my microphone. I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna re-record. Yum! I'm gonna edit out. Yum! Great, I like that. So I'm gonna change my sound to recording 1, and it says yum when it eats yellow, and it should probably open and then close its mouth. So let's test this out. Push play, we're gonna feed it the yellow brick. Yum! It opens, says yum, and then closes. Can you come up with something fun for green and red? Your challenge is to tell it to do something for green and red. Maybe you'll have it open up wider. Maybe you'll have it say something different. Maybe you'll change the speed of how fast the motors move. But how are you gonna program this to do something fun when green trash is fed to your robot or red trash? Let me know, what did you code it to do with these different types of trash? Once you have coded green and red, for my red, I want it to say yum red. Oh, I love red. Oh, I love red. And then I want to edit it, and I want to make it sound more like a robot. Oh, I love red. Oh, I love red. Oh, I love red. Oh, I love red. There we go. This will be recording 2. I've made it sound like a robot, and I've sped it up. Now we're ready to improve our trash-eating monster. You can build on your trash-eating monster, maybe give it some hair, maybe give it some arms. Make something fun on this trash monster to encourage your classmates to feed it trash. And the final thing we're going to do is show you how to count the different colors of trash that your robot is eating. I'm going to add another code block called when program starts, and I've clicked over to lesson 9 out of 9 so that I have access to all these events. And I'm going to go down here to bar graph. And I want it, when it starts, I want it to clear the bar graph, and then I want it to show the bar graph full screen. We haven't started counting anything though. So we are going to change color bar value by 1. So when it sees color blue, change the blue. We'll drag this over to green. And we're gonna change this color to green so that it counts the green trash. Let's go down here to yellow. Change yellow bar value by 1. And then finally, red. Change the red bar graph by 1. So let's stop our program and now hit play to send it back. And when we hit play, we get a bar graph. And let's add some red trash to it. And that's the one we have the custom sound for. We'll put a green piece of trash in. Yum! And the more green bricks we put in, yum, it'll just keep on counting. Yum! This is a great way to track trash usage in your classroom. Your robot is keeping count of what colors go into the trash can. This could be very similar to recycling, composting, food waste. This robot is just a rough draft or a prototype of a future trash can that we can make. A trash can that could sort the trash into recycling. Maybe it could separate glass, plastic, and paper. It could also separate food waste and make sure that our trash and everything that's going into the trash can is going where it needs to go. Stay tuned, because in just a minute, we are going to turn this trash-eating robot into a game by changing our code. Before we jump into the next part where we turn our trash monster into a trash monster game, I have some questions for you. You can leave me a comment, you can send me a reply, or you can discuss with somebody nearby. How did you program Sophie's trash-eating monster to react to the different colored trash? What code did you use, and what special actions happened with each color? Then, how did you upgrade Sophie's trash-eating monster? Did you make more of a face? Did you make it a friendly-looking robot? Something that students would be more likely to go interact with and throw their trash away? Now, let's elaborate. Why do you think it's beneficial to have a robot repeat a tedious task? If you're doing the same task over and over and over again, and you just have one purpose, you can make a robot do that. In the manufacturing industry, there are a ton of robots that just do the same task over and over and over again. They might pick up a car door and hold it right next to the car body in order for it to be bolted on or to be painted. And it does the same task over and over and over again. That's a task that would be tedious. If you had a person doing that task, they would probably get joint issues or physical problems with their body from doing the same task over and over and over again. But a robot that's designed to do the same thing over and over won't run into any health issues or tire out of doing the same thing. What's another thing you could automate to make it more interesting? Could you come up with a design or a robot that does the same task over and over again to make something more interesting? There's lots of examples out there of robots that do really neat things, and they just do one task over and over and over again. I know that there's one person who used their Lego Technic kit and made a pancake robot. It's a robot that makes pancakes and puts syrup on it, and it does that over and over and over again. Let's make this into a game. And I have an idea for a game where we are going to put one of the jewels, I'm going to use the green jewel, down inside this robot. And the game is to try and reach in and pick up that jewel before the robot closes its mouth. If it closes its mouth on your hand, you have to start over. And so I'm going to set a jewel down here at the very bottom, and I might actually put a brick down there with the jewel on top, something that we can reach. That's what I'll do. It's right down there. And then I close the lid, and then I'm going to program this. Here's our game. We have our robot, and we want our user to understand what the rules of the game are. So I'm going to start by saying when program starts, we need to play a sound. And I'm going to record my sound. Try to get out the green jewel. And then I'm going to select that as my recording. So when I push play, try to get out the green jewel. And then I
Try
want
to get out
it to
the green
open.
jewel.
Do degrees. I want it to open its mouth for just 1 second to show my user that there is a jewel inside. And then I want it to close its mouth.
Try to get out the green jewels. Try to get out the
So
green
it opens and closes really quick. Now, to open the mouth, I want you to have to put in different colors. And I'm not going to tell my user, but this robot, when it sees purple, it's going to keep its mouth open for a long time. So what I'll do is I'll just duplicate this block and attach it to purple. And I'm going to duplicate this and attach it actually to several different colors. So purple's going to be the best, then red. I'll make one for green, and then I'll make another one for yellow. Oops. And then I'll make one for blue. And let's see, let's have this robot open for half a second on blue. Let's open for 1 second on green. We'll do 4 seconds, but barely open for yellow. And then let's have it open really wide on purple and last 4 seconds. So I can push play.
Try to get out the green jewels. Try to get out.
So that's
the
not enough
green
time to accomplish the game, but if we put the blue in, oh, it wasn't fast or wasn't open long enough. Let's do our purple block, which should be open enough and long enough to grab everything out of there. Oh no, it closed. I want to make a change. I'm noticing that as I playtest this game, I need to be able to get my color in and out pretty quickly. So what we will do is we are going to use maybe a couple of these blue and green beams, something long enough, and we'll use this purple piece. And we want a couple game pieces where we can reach in there to show the color sensor what color we're holding without having to drop anything in. Because if we drop something in, it makes it a little bit more challenging. So I'm going to show my robot the green, which should make it open for 1 second. Not enough time to grab out the jewel. Now I've got my purple block. I can put that in there. It opens, and I can take out the jewel to win the game. What other games could you come up with using our trash monster? Maybe you put in a couple of the egg pieces or a couple of these white pieces, and you have to brush your monster's teeth in a certain amount of time. Lots of games that you can come up with. I can't wait to see how you modify this game. We used our color sensor paired with a motor to make a trash robot. And this robot was helpful for our classroom because it made throwing away the trash more fun. Sophie had a problem where her classmates were keeping all their garbage with them and weren't throwing anything away. So we made a fun way to get rid of trash by creating our trash monster robot. Thanks for learning with me today. Can't wait to see what you come up with and what you code. Have an awesome day.